For 20 years, people walked past the old janitor without even looking at him. Students ignored him. Teachers barely knew his name. Parents treated him like he was invisible. But one rainy Thursday afternoon, a little girl stopped in front of him and asked a question nobody had asked in years. "Walter, who takes care of you?" The old man froze. For a moment, he couldn't answer, because in 20 years, nobody had ever asked. His name was Walter Hayes. He was 68 years old and worked as the janitor at Lincoln Elementary School. Every morning he arrived before sunrise. Every afternoon he stayed until everyone left. He fixed broken chairs, cleaned dirty hallways, helped children find lost items, and quietly solved problems nobody else noticed. Yet almost nobody noticed him, except for one little girl named Emma. Emma was 10 years old. She always smiled when she saw Walter. She always said good morning, and unlike everyone else, she treated him like he mattered. One afternoon, Emma found Walter sitting alone outside the school. "You look sad," she said. Walter smiled. "Just thinking." "About what?" Walter looked at the sunset. "About someone I couldn't save." Emma didn't understand, but before she could ask another question, Walter stood up and walked away. That night, Emma couldn't stop thinking about his words. Someone I couldn't save. Who was he talking about? The next day she visited the school library. She searched old newspaper archives. She found nothing. Then she discovered an article from 32 years ago. The headline read, "Local firefighter saves family from deadly fire." The article showed a young firefighter. His name was Walter Hayes. Emma's eyes widened. Walter had once been a firefighter. She kept reading. Walter had rescued a mother and 2 children from a burning apartment building. Then he ran back inside to save an 8-year-old girl trapped on the 3rd floor. The building collapsed. Walter survived. The little girl didn't. Emma felt tears forming in her eyes. For 32 years, Walter had carried that pain alone. The next morning, Emma approached him. "I know about the fire." Walter stopped. His hands trembled slightly. "Where did you hear that?" "I found the newspaper article." For several seconds, Walter said nothing. Then he quietly sat down. "She was only 8, he whispered. "I thought I could reach her." "You tried," Emma said softly. Walter looked away. But trying didn't bring her home. That afternoon, Emma had an idea. A very big idea. She wanted everyone to know who Walter really was. She wanted people to see the hero hidden behind the mop and broom. So she started a project. She asked students to write letters about times Walter had helped them. The response was overwhelming. One student wrote, "He fixed my wheelchair when it broke." Another wrote, "He bought me lunch when I forgot mine." Another said, "He stayed with me until my parents arrived when I was scared." Soon there were hundreds of letters. Teachers joined. Parents joined. Former students joined. Stories poured in from everywhere. Many people suddenly realized the same thing. Walter had quietly changed hundreds of lives, and almost nobody had thanked him. 3 weeks later, the town organized a surprise event. Walter thought it was a normal school assembly. When he entered the gymnasium, he stopped in shock. The room was full. Students, teachers, parents, former graduates, even retired firefighters. Everyone stood and applauded. Walter looked around in disbelief. "What is this?" he whispered. Emma walked onto the stage, holding a folder filled with letters. "These are for you." Walter opened the folder. Page after page, story after story. "Thank you. You helped me. You changed my life. I never forgot your kindness." Tears filled his eyes. For nearly an hour, people shared memories. Some laughed, some cried. Today, he was a successful doctor. "I wouldn't be here without Walter," he said. When my father died, he checked on me every day for an entire year. Another woman stood up. She was now a lawyer. When my family lost our home, Walter secretly bought us groceries. More stories followed, each one revealing another hidden act of kindness. Then something unexpected happened. An elderly woman slowly walked onto the stage. The room became silent. Walter stared at her. His eyes widened. The woman smiled through tears. "My name is Sarah." Walter looked confused. Sarah took a deep breath. The little girl from the fire was my younger sister. The room froze. Walter couldn't move. For decades he had blamed himself. For decades he believed her family hated him. Sarah stepped closer. "You saved our mother. You saved my brother. You gave everything you had. My sister would have wanted you to know that." Walter's tears finally fell. Sarah hugged him tightly. "For 32 years you've carried guilt that never belonged to you." The audience was crying. Many openly wiped away tears. The first time since that terrible night, Walter felt something he hadn't felt in decades. Peace. Real peace. That evening, after everyone left, Walter sat alone in the empty gym. Emma walked over. "Are you okay?" Walter smiled. "Yes." "You know what I learned today?" "What?" Walter looked around the room. "The smallest acts of kindness are never really small." Emma smiled. And for the first time in many years, Walter smiled back, without sadness. Because the man nobody noticed had finally been seen. And the hero nobody remembered had finally come home.